For the 10th consecutive year, stock exchanges around the world are hosting Ring the Bell ceremonies on or around International Women's Day to raise awareness of the pivotal role of the private sector in advancing gender equality. Now, the year of 2024 is the year of investing in women, accelerate progress. My name is Tawny Broadba. I'm the representative of the UN Women Multi-Country Office for the Caribbean, and I'm so excited to join the Stock Exchange of Trinidad and Tobago in year 3 of ringing the bell for gender equality. We're celebrating our women and girls. We're celebrating our investments in gender equality and women's empowerment. It's so critical to invest in women, mainly because women are generally the entry point of families. When you invest in women, you're investing in families, you're investing in children. By investing in women, we are unlocking their potential as change agents, catalysts for economic growth, and drivers of sustainable development. Now, evidence shows that this investment has the potential to boost GDP per capita by 20% and create approximately 300 million jobs globally by 2035. This is why we invest in women. Now, when it comes to the constraints on women in Trinidad and Tobago when they're starting a business, what we see is that the women in the formal economy are doing very well. Trinidad and Tobago has a perfect score when it comes to looking at how men in the formal economy and women in the formal economy are able to access resources to start and run a business. Where we start to see gender differences is for women who are not in the position to easily access capital and collateral. Women who can't just rely on family, women who have brilliant ideas and passion, but not necessarily the kind of bank book that would encourage traditional financiers to invest in their businesses. Now, that's one way in which we can invest in women, by strengthening the different kinds of financial products that financial institutions provide for women entrepreneurs to meet them, youth entrepreneurs, and all other marginalized groups who find themselves blocked because of barriers regarding access to finance. That's one key way to invest in women. But another is in the public sector. We saw earlier this week that the government of Trinidad and Tobago launched the National Strategic Action Plan to address gender-based violence and sexual violence. And in that launch, we see the investment of Trinidad and Tobago $10 million to support critical infrastructure and systems programs change focused on eliminating violence against women and girls and family violence across Trinidad and Tobago. The beauty of this is that all of these programs, or many of them, have already started. This is another way in which we invest through the public space to address issues that are serving our women and girls and our families poorly. We also invest in women and girls just in the day-to-day, in the individual, in buying from women-owned businesses, in demonstrating our pride and acknowledgement of women entrepreneurs who we know make it look easy, but it is not. Women play a pivotal role and a critical role in our economies by creating jobs, driving innovation and growth. We need to make sure that our societies are equal enough that men and women can contribute equally to their communities because they do not face differential barriers or any barriers at all to finance, to care, to opportunity. A study from the International Finance Corporation reported that women entrepreneurs in the Caribbean, including Trinidad and Tobago, face significant barriers accessing finance. This was the lack of collateral I mentioned earlier, gender biases, cultural barriers, risk aversion, and lack of access to networks and information. Not all of us are playing golf yet, but I hear all of us should be. Now, we know that in Latin America and the Caribbean, women-owned micro enterprises receive $5 billion less in financing than those owned by men. We need to close this gap. So as we ring the bell for gender equality in Trinidad and Tobago, the call to action for us to move forward, to be stronger, to accelerate progress, is to one, only 3 companies in Trinidad and Tobago at this stage are signatories to the Women's Empowerment Principles. In Jamaica, it is 25. We need more companies to sign on, to demonstrate clearly they believe in gender equality and women's empowerment, and they will hold themselves accountable to delivering on it. We also want to commit, each and every one of us, continue to buy from women, continue to buy Trinidad and Tobago made products. Whether women make them, it's always good to support the women-owned entrepreneurs, understanding the barriers they face. Men make them, youth make them. Entrepreneurs need our support across the board. And continue to work closely with government and civil society, investing in civil society programs and investing in government with your time and energy. And finally, the call to action: tell a woman entrepreneur you admire her, you see what she's doing, and you're all in it together. Have a wonderful International Women's Day.